Welcome back! I'm Bliss.
I'm Whitney.
I'm Jamie. We are watching Breaking Bad,
Season 3.
Episode 1. Alright, where do we leave off? So, Skylar has left him. Jesse's in rehab. Jane's dead. Baby's been born. Okay.
Plane has crashed.
Plane has crashed. I'm gonna say Skylar starts dating Silver Fox. Because she seems to want to get right on that real quick. And Jesse's gonna want to get out of the business. Because of rehab, he's gonna want to get clean and be done. I think Gus is gonna rope them into more crap, especially now that he knows that Walter and his brothers with the DEA. He's gonna try and use that leverage over him, and Walter is gonna try and scramble to get Jesse back on board. Okay. So right now it's kind of like a clean slate.
Yeah.
So there's got to be a pressure point to make this keep happening.
Okay.
That's where I'm going with that.
All right, Whitney.
I'm going to continue with my psychological spin.
There we go. Give it to us.
Buckling in.
I feel like you've seen every character. Like now we are positioned and programmed to see like how their coping mechanisms are not actually helpful. You know, there's positive coping mechanisms dealing with stuff, and then negative ones. They pretty much all have negative ones. You have Skylar that like wants to have an affair. You have Jesse who is like a people pleaser and kind of can't like get out of that cycle and like actually take care of himself. You have Walt who is living under this like guise of I'm taking care of my family, blah blah blah, but it really has obviously nothing to do with that. So I think that in season 3, whatever is going to happen, you're going to continue to see like the fragmentation of the coping mechanisms that are poor are going to continue to take the characters like into darker places because there's really no now like the further away from like actual love and like justice that you get, the coping mechanisms have to get more and more turned up in order to justify the cause of like what's going on. So I think that like there's been a couple commenters that have talked about the continued back and forth between Walter White and Heisenberg and how he's got like these two personalities that kind of like windshield wiper back and forth. I think you'll start to see like them get further and further away and him actually starting to like become more the Heisenberg guy and less the initial Walter White character.
So we're going to see more of that stupid hat.
God help us. As long as we keep the hat on along with the pants. I'll take the hat over the no pants.
Hey, our man thigh count has gone way down.
I know, it really has.
That's the only reason I'm still here.
I mean, at this point, we're on season 3. You're not wearing a hood, and you're not wearing a beanie.
Gross.
This is progress.
Gross.
We have grown. I will, however, be wearing the sweatshirt for like all 6 episodes today. Any of you that have a problem with that, you just suck it. Not changing my clothes every episode.
I dared you to wear the same outfit for all of season 3, and you said yes.
Okay, let's do it.
So,
I think
I picked a good outfit.
that was a good one.
I think we barely scratched the surface of this Gus guy.
Ooh, yeah.
Like I think he's a sadistic SOB that's just like bubbling under the surface. Like I think there's gonna be some twisty stuff with him.
Yeah.
There's just
he's like
vibes.
obviously a genius,
Right.
which makes it like scarier.
And a very different kind of criminal than we have encountered thus far. Very white gloves, like very
Not a
clean
thug.
and tidy.
Yeah.
Which is fun. So yeah, I think we're gonna see a lot more from Gus. I'm here. I really have no gauge of what's gonna happen with Jesse. I have no idea. It could be anything. per the show, it could really be any of like 25 options anyway, so I feel foolish to try to pin it down
How
based on
much
previous
time
experience.
really passed during season 1 and season 2?
Oof. Well, she
Yeah,
was
so
how
they-
many
Oh,
months
she was
pregnant?
pregnant. Like
7 months pregnant? So maybe 2
6
full months? 6 months? She was not
Maybe.
3 months pregnant in the beginning. She was like pregnant.
Well, I mean, what if she was more like 6 months pregnant?
Oh,
I think it's like been like max like
Maybe 3 months.
a quarter of a year.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that like the same kind of speed they go through all the seasons? Is it's pretty slow and tight like that?
We'll see.
What I want to know is, did he get a
Naturally,
substitute
no help.
teacher? Or is it summer break? What are those children doing in their science class? They're just sitting waiting on him. He's not coming back.
They're not learning about chemistry, that's for sure.
They weren't anyway, I'm willing to bet.
I'm sure.
Thoughts on Hank, season
Thoughts on
3?
Hank?
Oh, we
Where
didn't
is
talk
he
about
at?
Hank.
I know, he's having his like panic attack situation.
Is
He
still,
teetered close to the edge and then
More
we kind of
coping
lost track of him.
mechanisms.
Yeah.
Is he like back at his regular office for good right now, or is he still?
We
He
don't know.
is back
In
at that other
Texas.
spot. But I think we can assume that that's maybe because his drug DEA position, like down in with the big guys, was dismantled by the fact that probably that whole unit of people was
Dead.
literally dismantled. So
Interesting.
Well, we haven't
Literally.
heard much from his wife. As he like
Marie.
they went on a whole big she's a klepto, and
I know,
now-
yeah. I want more of their.
Which I know, I think somebody commented that she was like pregnant in real life and
Yeah.
to have a baby. So
That's
I guess
had to run around a little bit. Well,
Okay, I'm ready.
we should pick like one of the most ridiculous quotes that Skylar has ever said and just say that.
How about you just sing "Happy Birthday, Mr. President"?
No!
Super.
Never again!
That's a cue.
No! No!
And that
So
means
bad.
That's already on the internet for all of time. We don't need to perpetuate it.
too many people love that.
What was the thing that she said to him when they were in bed and she was like doing an interview on his birthday, like trying to give him a hand job? Like,
She was playing a game and she's like, Yahtzee or something.
and then I was like, what's going on down there?
What do you mean, what's going on?
You're playing a game,
What is
Skylar.
It was a Yahtzee. What did she yell?
She said yes.
He knows.
Yes.
Dang.
Nice Mercedes, now driving up next to the slithering people. It's gonna be Gus.
Ooh. Those are some shoes.
What is going on? What?
Or is it just
Oh my gosh.
Sounded like hail, like heavy hailstones. It was.
This is kind of cool. I forgot for a second this was fake.
Bum, bum, bum,
I was like, oh my gosh. They got all this news footage. Iconic.
Is this like his version of "She Loves Me, She Loves Me"?
Yeah. Sell more meth. No.
Don't
No.
do it, bro.
No.
Or is this just where you're keeping it?
No. No.
What is wrong with you? Give it to charity. What are you doing?
You're a moron. You are a selfish moron.
That'll teach you. Now.
Do you feel better now? You're the dumbest boy.
I want to watch it again.
You'd be amazed what seeing partners hide from
Ooh.
one
Ooh. Dig.
I guess what I would want to say is to look on the bright side.
It real unbelievable thing is having a gym full of
Some
teenagers.
girl
that
started
riot.
sobbing. Look out the bright side.
And it's
Witty.
like this.
Could always be worse.
That right there is some kind of miracle. So, plus, neither plane was full. You know, the 737
Whoa.
was what?
Is he going?
Whoa!
It could be worse.
He absolutely is.
Maybe.
I am terrified of these. I am very scared.
Why don't you just come inside? It's your house. Why you gotta treat him like this?
Oh boy.
Why you gotta be like this? Why can't you just talk even?
Good. Good job. Did you ever listen to the band Guster? 2 points for honesty. It must make you sad to know that
Oh
nobody cares at all.
I killed my daughter.
Serve him.
Here's the divorce papers.
Bam.
I'll start.
I'll open up this dialogue.
Please sign here, and here, and here, and here. Oh, the mouth. Can't.
Why are you doing this? Why are you even
This is Irish.
thinking this way? Is it to punish me?
I am not.
We are happily married.
Oh.
I am happily married. I am happy. I mean,
She's still
Jesus.
wearing her wedding ring.
You come in here and you wave these papers in my face. There's your side and there's my side, and you haven't heard my side yet.
You're a drug dealer.
Oh,
What?
How? What?
how did you get there?
Connect the dots. Oh, it was a guess, wasn't it? What's
How else could you possibly make that kind of money?
No.
Oh my God.
Are you a prostitute?
Cocaine?
Methamphetamine.
Whoa!
I'm a manufacturer. I'm not a dealer.
Oh,
Split hairs.
crap.
Say, it doesn't mean. No.
I did not expect this.
It's complicated. All right. So please, let's just.
I won't tell Hank. And I won't tell your children. If you grant me this divorce and stay out of our lives.
Oh, Scott.
I
Yeah.
mean it.
Feels fair.
Now let me the hell out of here before I throw up.
Harsh but fair. Wow. Okay, this is the part of the show where, like, at the beginning, my breathing exercises, I get all the way to 100% of my lung capacity, and now we're down to, like, 90. It's gonna get less and less. By the end of the day, I'll be short and shallow breaths.
Oh, picking Jesse up.
This is sad. This is sad. Please don't crap all over his progress.
Seriously.
He's just trying to, like, grow and be a normal human.
For instance, there's some sort of collision radar on the jet that may not have been working properly. Now that's public record. You can look that up. And the whole system is run on 1960s technology. No. Not really. I blame the government.
And we have descended to the final rung
We face them.
of delusion.
Oh,
What exactly does that mean?
means you're a
I
coward.
learned in rehab. And who are you? I'm the bad guy. I'm done. It has nothing to do with you personally. I find you extraordinarily professional. And I
You're
appreciate
handsome,
everything
you're
you've done.
dynamic, you're charismatic.
Light and light to all you need.
I am not a criminal.
Yeah,
makes him a little
I'm
bit
not
of a
gonna change
criminal.
my. Go on.
Enjoy your meal.
Oh no.
No, it's bad. It's bad. That's
You're
bad.
gonna get kidnapped in the middle of the night and locked up somewhere.
Something. Yeah, because that was just a liability. So it's like.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. What?
Gonna burn the bodies.
Oh.
Can't tell if the one on the left is more attractive than the one on the right. Or if it's just because he hasn't done a jacket on that kind of.
He just killed a bunch of people.
You told you're hotter or you're just wearing denim? Well, we found Whitney's kink.
Interesting. Came from Mexico. They're in Texas now.
Squeezy squeeze. That was wild.
Gus is totally gonna screw Walt over.
Gus
For
is
sure. And at this point, Walt deserves it. I don't even care. Screw him all you want. Like, go get him.
Yeah. Very great first episode to a season.
Yes.
Opens up a lot of cans.
Mhm.
Yeah, the biggest
Perspective
can I
ones.
feel like is that Skylar nailed the. Now she knows that he's a meth
Yeah.
cooker.
And that came about fairly anticlimactically, which is
I
interesting.
know. I was hoping there'd be a little bit more spice with that. You know?
Which
like a
means
slap.
there's going to be like, it has to just be an assist for something else to come out of the blue.
Well, if he doesn't sign off on the divorce fairly quickly, doesn't that
Exactly.
mean her lawyer's going to dig up a bunch of crap?
Right.
So it's better for him to just like go along with it. Otherwise,
She's doing the like best thing for him, honestly.
Yeah.
By
That's
saying like, I'm
generous
not
of
gonna
her.
tell anybody, but you need to sign these papers.
right.
And he's like, no, we're happily married. Like, have you ever been happy about anything? I
don't think he knows how
we have
to.
evidence for that.
Are you surprised that he went ahead and just told her?
I think he's tired. I think it was more of a.
Yeah, he told Hank that there was all that money in the bag.
Yeah,
too.
I think he like the people dying above his house in the plane crash is affecting his decisions more than he's probably showing. So I think he's trying to reason in a way that he's not a bad person.
Right.
That because he let Jane die, her dad caused this crash. So technically, he was the linchpin of that. Like, I think he's trying to not think about the fact that it's kind of his fault that all those people died. So he's just like in this weird, numb, gonna kind of tell the truth, and nobody's gonna believe it because
It's like I'm going to do the
anyways.
bare minimum that I need to do in order to get my life back to square. And that's
Yeah.
like not how it's really going to work. Because you've messed up way more than you're letting yourself realize that you have.
Well, and then you have Jesse saying, "No, I've accepted it. I'm the bad guy,"
Mm-hmm.
and that being kind of like a slap in the face of him saying, "Well, if Jesse thinks he's a bad guy, then
Because
I
he's just been like
definitely
my
am."
pawn the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah. Because the whole time he's trying to be like, "No, I'm happily married. Everything's fine. I just made it. I wasn't that bad of a guy."
Yeah, and I think back to Brad's question is like, is that parallel to a real life situation where you kind of piece together random information and then it just happens to be the right thing? I think up until a certain point, Skylar was like, she was willing to recognize that something was wrong, but maybe not fully willing to investigate like
What was it?
what exactly the thing could be because she didn't want to admit that she was being completely like belligerently lied to. And as soon as she was willing to kind of just like lift the veil up and be like, okay, WTF is going on, then it's kind of like you have a second cell phone, you have your little road moment in the store, like you haven't been around, Jesse Pinkman, all the things, and then she's like, I mean, it's not obvious, but it is kind of like, if you put some pieces together, it's kind of like, what else could it be? Because she thought it was an affair for the longest time, and she realized it was not an affair, so then it's like, okay, well, there's got to be some other causation for your terrible behavior,
Yeah.
and you know, so then she
Yeah.
says something and then it ends up being worse than what she kind of deduced that it was, that she already was like willing to divorce him for being a marijuana dealer and like lying about it, and then he's like, nope, it's meth. Oh.
I think it's also smart writing, because to have a season finale that we had, which was so outside the realm of like realism, even though it was based on something that actually happened, but to have that be like
So
season
like
finale, friggin'
catastrophic.
planes fell out of the sky, are you kidding me? To then bring it into very much like not a dramatic moment. You know, that's like smart writing, because it pulls you back into realism. And things I noticed, like she had a Band-Aid on her finger. She, like all these little things that add up to make it seem very like,
Common.
yeah, so common. But like that was
Common
just a
to life.
Wednesday, and she went over, and it just so happened to be that's where the conversation led, which is, I think, a wise move on a lot of the showmakers' parts, because it's like, okay, I'm back into like buying this whole process, as opposed to if it had been like she stormed into Pollos Hermanos and like found him in the moment. It's like that, whatever. That's too many unrealistic events at once.
Yeah.
So I think it was smart writing.
My brain just went down a rabbit trail.
Where'd you go?
Like, I was just thinking about him talking to Gus, because I'm trying to think of how is he gonna get back into drugs. Obviously, we have tons of seasons ahead of us. And he's like,
And like, what's going to happen if
Gus.
they actually get divorced?
Well, so I guess
Then
when
it's
my
like-
brain went, him telling Gus, you know, family, I lost my family. And if Gus is like cartel, it probably wouldn't be beneath them to threaten his family and
Right.
him have to tell her, like, you're in danger if you
Mhm.
don't stay with me. Like, something that would force her to come back.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, yeah.
Because it is like, hey, I just gave you the best offer, $3 million, 3 months, and then you're done.
And 3 months of your time, that wording leaves a lot of room for interpretation. Like, a lot of room. Who's to assume that Walter would do what he did last time and be in his own little world, making his own little product, and then passing it along? If you're saying 3 months of your time, you would be signing up for God knows what.
Well, exactly. Like, are you saying 3 months of my time when I have free time to do this, or 3 months of my time where
And doing
you
what?
literally
Yeah.
have me for 24/7
Right.
for those 3 months, and I have to do
So that
however
wording,
much work you
that's
want me
no
to do.
accident. There's something there. I don't think he's gonna be like
No.
cooking in his own special way and have access to his freedoms, and no way.
No. Huh.
It's a good
All
episode.
right. Well, and then we got Whitney's crushes. Setting fires, killing people. Denim jackets and skulls on your toes if you want to know how to get to this.
Can't decide which one's hotter.
Very similar.
It's like something you would see on Tumblr. Is he hot or is he just wearing a denim jacket?
Denim on denim.
Because they look like so similar, so I was kind of like, why am I more gravitating to this one? It's probably just because he has a coat on.
Oh, making a t-shirt. That's funny.
So what's going on with those two?
Well, who the heck knows?
I mean,
That's going to be one of those storylines I feel like is going to take like some
well, that
time
seems
to
to
like
be
really
the
pan out.
thing, right?
And it'll probably be nothing that we actually think it is, and they're actually going to be
Flash
like
of the
interior
bears
designers
before.
that are just trying to make their start in Texas, and they'll be like, oh wow, random. I hate this show. God.
Carlos and Rodrigo redesigned.
We're so sorry. We assumed you were the cartel. No.
They're going to Texas to be the next fixer-uppers.
They feel
Yep.
very strongly that we should be.
They're on their way to Magnolia.
Yeah, they're going out with Chip and Joe.
Ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
Times.
Good
Oh,
episode.
man.
All right,
Well, episode 1's done.
I need a stress snack.
me too. Need more icy hot, legit. Don't forget to like us and subscribe. And there's another one, isn't there?
Patreon.
Patreon, but then it's like a
Ring the bell.
Notifications bell.
ring the bell.
Ring my bell, ring my bell. Whitney will sing Enrique Iglesias' song "Ring My Bell." Or our Patreon.
Maybe if you ring our bell.
No, I don't want it. I don't want it. Cut. Cut.